Thanks for tuning in to Action Media Reviews. Feast your eyes on Sergeant Slaughter from the Valaverse Action Force line. Valaverse, created about 2 years ago with a Kickstarter that got all these figures going, and now they are in the hands of a lot of collectors. This line was created and started by Bobby Valla, a former Hasbro employee that worked on lines such as GiJoe and Transformers, designing action figures. This line has heavy fan input. The fans can literally go online and talk to the creator and the team of people who put these together, and that's really cool, especially for a lot of collectors that they'll want something specific, they'll ask about it, and bigger companies, a lot of the times they never hear those requests, but you can actually talk to the creator of Valaverse. We are on let's see, Wave 1 is out. Wave 2, I don't believe any of Wave 2 is in hand yet, but Wave 3 is coming, and pre-orders for Wave 2 are actually just closed. So we're going to open up Sergeant Slaughter, take a look at him, and see what this is all about. I can already tell you the figure looks fantastic in the box. As far as like everything that you get, personally, I don't really need 7 extra hands for a figure. I could have gone with like extra accessories, but they also sell accessory packs, so that's something that you can get. Really, the packaging looks great overall. You have a file card on the back. You have the other figures from the line pictured on the back from Wave 1. You have Condor, Bone Collector, Steel Brigade, which Steel Brigade was formerly a G.I. Joe character, and we'll go more into that when we do the video for the actual Steel Brigade figure, which we'll take out and look at. And the Swarm Trooper, Karak, Sergeant Slaughter. Let's go ahead and start with the file card for Sergeant Slaughter. Now, Sergeant Slaughter was actually involved in this. The real life person from that you know from your childhood, from wrestling and from G.I. Joe. File name, classified, primary MOS, 18A, Special Forces Team Leader, secondary skills, X8 Drill Sergeant, birthplace, classified, rank, affiliation, Sergeant Major, retired, Action Force. Every soldier has stories about their drill sergeants from basic training, but few can compare to the claims of a 6'2", 240-pound giant known as Sergeant Slaughter, now retired. Sergeant Slaughter Sergeant Slaughter began his military career as a Special Forces team sergeant, leading classified operations in the early 80s. At some point in his career, Sergeant Slaughter left the teams to become a drill sergeant at Fort Benning, where he pummeled young recruits into the ground day and night. It's what earned him his nickname, Sergeant Slaughter. It didn't matter to him who the recruits were or where they were from. He treated them all alike and turned them into real soldiers. After Benning, Sergeant Slaughter retired and was recalled to serve as a special tactics instructor to a special missions unit within the United States military, where he served until 1994, after which he formally retired to active military service. He formally retired from active military service. When the nation collapsed, Sergeant Slaughter was pegged to again serve as an advisor to a new special missions unit called Action Force, where he passed on his experience and knowledge from his days in the teams. Slaughter may be well known, but his true identity is not. But that won't stop any enemies from hunting him down. For Sergeant Slaughter, the real fight has just begun. So this references G.I. Joe, and it's the ARAH ending in 1994. ARAH is the line that Sergeant Slaughter was involved in. Okay, so let's go ahead and switch views here. Let's open him up get them out and see what this figure is all about. It looks like you have a double tray packaging in here. It's a tray with a cover, and then you have the cover on the box. And it is, as it appeared, there is a clear cover over the actual tray for the figure, so we're going to pop that off over the side. And then we have another plastic membrane over the entire set here. Non-adhesive, that's kind of like a static cling type thing. All right, keep everything in place. And it looks like one of the accessories is taped in, which is the glasses, and the others. Yeah, so this cellophane film here, this plastic film, is just to kind of keep everything in place in the packaging. Figure doesn't fit real tight. One of the things that I've noticed in some of these vacuum formed trays is that they go so tight on the figure that they cause deformation. First, we'll take a look at the figure itself here. We're not gonna like pop him apart or anything like that, but head seems to move fairly free. Now, it is known that these figures are pretty tight sometimes out of the package and can break if you're not careful. Just like any other figure of this type, it's best to heat them up. Action Force suggests using a heat gun or a blow dryer to do so. This figure actually doesn't seem too tight. The feet maybe a little bit here, but tight joints aren't necessarily a bad thing. You have the calf rotator, the double jointed knee. That's pretty tight. I'm not going to break that loose. Same on this side, pretty tight. You also have a hip rotator, and then you have the regular drop down hip joint here. So again, I'm not going to put too much stress on it. This side seems like it's pretty loose. Could probably move that wherever. You have a soft plastic vest. Well, I say soft, but it's just softer than the rest of the figure. It's not a hard plastic, but he has that black tank top there. You also have, if you take a look inside here, you have the butterfly joints, it appears. Yeah, you've got the butterfly shoulder joints, you have the bicep, rotator, double jointed elbow, which that one moves freely, but the bottom does not. And then the articulated wrist and hand. Let's check out the face print. Very illustrated look for Sergeant Slaughter. Got some stuff here on the side of his head. And that signature hat. Let's see if we can get this hat placed on the figure's head. It looks like it's, yeah, there we go. Fantastic. We'll stand him up back here and start popping out accessories. I have no need to pop the hands out of here. I'm not going to be replacing them on the figure, but you have the two closed fists. You also have the hands with the trigger finger set to grip a firearm. You have the pointing finger, which is for an iconic pose from Sergeant Slaughter, and then you have the two open hands here as well. Aviator style sunglasses for Sergeant Slaughter. We'll put those on his face. Check them out. He comes with a revolver. That's another thing about the Action Force line is its inclusion of realistic firearms. The line comes with firearms that exist in the real world, and they look really good. A lot of people have commented about the inclusion of realistic firearms and realistic weaponry, and something that everybody wanted. Here you have a Bowie knife. And I like the fact that there's actually paint apps on the weapon accessories and on the sunglasses as well. So when he fell over here, his hat did come off. Let's get the sunglasses on his face. I'm trying to do this around the camera. So I can see that these glasses are probably not going to be very secure on the face. It might be useful to use a piece of tacky adhesive on these if you're going to display them with the sunglasses on. I don't really care for this look. It actually makes him look like his face is kind of scrunched up, and we can get those legs down over the ears a little bit. But these are more for looks than anything else. Not really a usable accessory, at least in my opinion. Definitely looks cool though. I prefer him without the glasses. We'll just put the hat on. Now this is pretty much made, formed to fit the head. It doesn't go on tight or anything, and I'm not gonna like try and force it down any further than what it needs to go. But it does fit. It fits well enough that when displayed, this, you know, it's not just gonna like randomly fall off or anything. Speaking of displayed, if you display your figures loose, included in the packaging is an Action Force stand. Something we haven't gotten with other 6-inch lines as of yet, but you have 4 pegs and you have the peg holes in the feet. Let's see how this goes here. See if we can get it to peg on. Yeah, I'll do that off camera. Just really tight. I'm not going to force it, but the right foot did not go onto the peg. I'm sure that if you heated it up a bit, it probably would. And again, I'm not going to force that one either, but it doesn't fit. So it's going to need to be heated up in order to fit down over the stand. All in all, I think it's a great looking figure, especially considering the fact that you have the realistic weapons that fit onto the figure. The figure is able to carry these accessories, and that's actually a really nice fit as well. The knife goes into the sheath really well there. I like the military jacket look over the black tank top. It is a very nice looking figure. On the back, you also have, I mentioned earlier that they sell accessory packs. So there are backpack sets available for these figures, and you can see here there is a hole for a backpack if you wanted to gear him up with a backpack and full assault gear. The head is a typical ball and socket joint, so that you have a full range of motion here. So let's get one more close-up of the face print. I'm not sure what this stuff is on the side of the head. Yeah, looks like there's a little bit on top too. It's not something that's going to rub off, so it's in the plastic. So, but yeah, definitely heat these figures up. He's got some good weight to him. He feels good. It's comparable to other action figure lines in the 6-inch scale. As you know, there are many. I am pleased with the overall look and quality of Sergeant Slaughter. As you can see, the figure is more visible now in the box. In the box is how I display my action figures. I left this little static cling piece of plastic off. I believe that it kind of clouded the visibility of the figure there, but with just the double tray and the box window, it looks pretty good. And I don't think that anything is going to fall down, fall loose, or anything like that. The hat was actually tilted up and back. Since it doesn't lock onto the head, jostling this around very much would probably knock that loose. That's why we see a lot of them with the hat tilted back. Overall, very good looking figure. Quality is there. Let's talk about price point for a minute. These are gonna run you like this figure alone, if purchased alone. Now on the website, I didn't get into the Kickstarter, but I bought them from the Valaverse website. The the figure is going to run you about 40 bucks shipped. These are targeted to adult collectors, not kids. So take that, you know, for what it's worth. 32 bucks for the figure and $8 flat rate shipping from the website. You're better off to purchase multiple items at a time to get the best value for shipping. So, but coming in at 40 bucks for the figure, I like it. Like I said about the accessories, the hands, I don't really need 7 extra hands in a package. I'm not necessarily disappointed with the price, but I think that for 40 bucks we could have gotten some accessories other than hands. And I realize that a lot of people use these loose for photography and posing and whatnot, and I can see where the hands would come in handy for them. It's just not for me. But the figure itself looks good. I'm satisfied with my purchase, and I'm happy to have something from a small independent company that's by a fan of toys. It's not just somebody hired by a giant corporation to see what's going to sell and what they can make a quick buck on. These are pretty good. So check out Valaverse Action Force figures. There is, like I said, Wave 1 is out. Big Bad Toy Store is selling these as well. They don't have their stock in. I know that the majority of, pretty much all of Wave 1 is sold out on the Valaverse website. Some did come back in stock the other day, and I was able to snag the special edition boxed Sergeant Slaughter. He comes with an original color scheme Action Force box. It is the same figure with the same accessories. It's just a different box. Kind of a neat throwback, a neat little nod to the vintage Action Force from Palatoy. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to stay tuned. I've got more coming for you. More Action Force figures, G.I. Joe, and whatever other lines I pick up and make a video for. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share your thoughts. Yo, Action Force.